Pongola was once a quiet bushveld town. Not anymore. Coal trucks raced through it to the port in Richards Bay, leaving death and destruction in their wake. Locals tried to warn those in charge, but no one was listening. 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀 is a community leader in Pongola. An industrial engineer with his own business making window frames, he cares about what happens in this northern KZN town. In 2019, he sent his first tweet to Transport Minister 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀. It was a warning and a cry for help.
There are no robots to control the traffic, and it is only a matter of time before a huge accident that will take many lives happen.
And did you get a response?
No, I didn't.
But we've got a Minister of Transport who's all over Twitter. He's always tweeting.
Well, that's what I had thought. At least give me something, to show that I hear you, man, you are busy tweeting here, but nothing happened.
18 months later, Jabu's worst fears were realized, and locals were unprepared for what was about to hit them on the N2. At the beginning of this year, Russia invaded Ukraine. That left Europe with an energy crisis and coal in huge demand. Prices soared, and miners in Mpumalanga cashed in. Now, towns along the N2 from Piet Retief to Richards Bay find themselves in a different battle. Coal trucks versus people.
When you drive down the road and these trucks are just driving at you, it almost feels like your life is not in your own hands anymore.
Adrian Channing Pierce's farm is bisected by the N2. Like Jabu, this Pongola farmer is taking up the fight against the deadly coal run. Using technology, his cameras record truck transgressions.
What we're seeing with a lot of these accidents, it's caused by slipstreaming or tailgating. Obviously, the drivers are being penalized or paid bonuses on fuel consumption. So if they all sit behind each other in a long train, if you're just a normal motorist and you want to overtake this train, sometimes you might have to overtake 8 or 9. In the event of someone at the front or someone in the middle of this train, they hit their brakes, lose control and swerve into the oncoming traffic.
For most of the year, an average of one coal truck every 30 seconds would race past his farm. But as the trucks increased, law enforcement, says Adrian, virtually disappeared. And like others in the town, he suspects sinister interests may be at play.
What's happening on the rail and the ports, it's just too coincidental that all these trucks arrive on the road and all the law enforcement leaves the road. And it literally both happened overnight.
In June this year, just down the road from his farm, Adrian and local businessman Albert Brink arrived at this accident scene soon after it happened. Both men are still scarred by what they witnessed.
Like downtown Mogadishu or something with a bomb going off. There was literally bits of body and vehicles lying all over the road. It was horrendous.
A coal truck had swerved into the oncoming traffic and hit a group of friends and family traveling in 2 separate bakkies.
The Ford Ranger, basically down the end there, lying on its side. 2 teenage male occupants survived, but the right side passengers were all deceased. But it literally looked like you took a grinder or a chainsaw and cut the vehicle open. It was horrendous. And now you can see how narrow this road is.
Yeah.
Going up this way.
It's not safe, actually.
It's not safe at all. And I mean, where are you going to go?
There's not even enough space here. This is not a yellow lane
No.
for a car.
No, it's not. That truck is going to hit you. There's no other way.
4 people died here. One of them was Nico van Vollensteer, and Albert had to tell his father his son had died.
I wouldn't like that phone call from a stranger to say that my wife or my family was in an accident and there's nothing left of them.
What happened following that accident? Did you see more law enforcement?
No, unfortunately not. There was no improvement from local government side.
By August this year, Jabu Hansen had not yet given up and visited the KZN Department of Transport. but he was fobbed off.
Unfortunately, I was told that N2 is SANRAL's responsibility. And I was very disappointed.
So then you resorted to going back to Twitter?
To Minister Mbalula again. This was on the 26th of August. Trucks are killing us on the Pongola N2. No traffic cops manning this route, except local traffic cops when trucks get to town. We request your urgent intervention.
And he attached 3 videos to the tweet. This is one of them.
And they still didn't respond to those visuals that you were posting, the tweets?
No, they didn't.
Exactly 3 weeks after Jabu sent his tweet to the minister, 18 children were coming back from school on a bakkie. It was hardly ideal, but their only means of transport. All the children and 2 adults were instantly killed. Adrian took us through what happened.
The truck came all the way down that hill on the wrong side of the road. Double barrier lines the whole way down. When he came around the corner, first of all, he narrowly missed a car. Roughly where the chevron board is, that's where the collision occurred. It then pushed the bakkie straight through the taxi loading zone. The whole way to our right-hand side here, where the sand is in the culvert. We had strewn bodies literally from that loading zone right to here where there were more bodies parked in underneath the truck. It was a catastrophic collision. There's no other words for it.
These 3 little children were among the dead, lost in an instant to their mother Nonhlanhla and grandfather 𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.
Mafika lapha bekusiza ulodwa. Abantwana bagcwele phansi sebavaliwe, like asikwazanga ukubabona immediately. But I saw the shoes of my boy ukuthi icathulo zakaThembelihle lesiya. So I was thinking maybe he's the one that is going to hospital, or he's the one that is the one of the omunye walaba balele phansi. I was confused, and we were not allowed to see them until kufika abantu becamera.
There are no forensic services in Pongola, so the family were forced to wait at the gruesome scene for hours.
Abanye ngaleso sikhathi basasengaphansi kwe-truck. Kusalindwe imoto ezizophika up i-truck ukuze those kids bazophuma lapha ngaphansi kwe-truck.
Umqondo nje walahleka yabona. Ngadideka ukuthi ngempela bafile noma kukhulunywa ukuthi basazoqhamuka babuye. Ngabona ngafica sebevaliwe emgwaqweni. Bangitshela bababonile bathi umuntu lo isikopho lesi ubuchopho lobo bulambozwe la. Ngavele ngaba traumatized.
Later, Enoch watched this video.
Kanjani vele kanjani? Ne video yakhona mawuthi uyayibheka kuba ngathi uyaphupha ngoba manje awuthola ukuthi udrive obedriver lapha bekumuntu noma bekuyispoki na. Akayibonanga le van iza ngoba akakhombisa ukuthi khona ayibonayo phambi kwakhe. Uhamba ngaleso speed esikhulu nje uyakhukhula yonke into esemgwaqweni.
The transport minister was finally paying attention and flew rather than drove into KZN.
Now the politicians come here with their entourages, but it was too late.
It was too late because a lot of us feel that this could have been prevented.
Politicians fell over themselves to get to the crash site. Suddenly, Pongola was swarming with police and traffic officers.
If we had that kind of police presence on the N2 on a daily basis, than to see them going all out just for one man, you know, that was just a bitter pill to swallow.
Blue lights everywhere, and suddenly for 2 or 3 days we have a massive traffic police presence, and then suddenly it's gone again.
We are faced with serious challenges in relation to law enforcement.
Mbalula promised action. But why wait for a tragedy? Municipal Manager 𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀
by manpower to get more traffic officers to be visible every time on the road.
As you're planning, as you're budgeting, people are dying on this road.
Yeah, people are dying on the road. What I'm saying to you is that it's not just a matter of planning and do it now, because there are costs involved. The only thing that gives you a go-ahead is your budget.
He has also met with Pongola community, and they want to see concrete action plans.
We not allow these coal trucks to move in for now, up until we had a plan.
As the families buried their loved ones, the coal trucks were banned from the N2 immediately following the accident. They were diverted from Piet Retief onto the R34 and R66.
But where the trucks went, the accidents followed, and horrific scenes of further carnage went viral on social media.
The truck was driving along R34. Driving along R34.
Only 3 days after the horror school crash, this accident happened near Ulundi.
Another accident again on the same place.
Rescuers were still busy cleaning up the first and second accidents when, incredibly, a third accident happened.
I saw 5 lorries weer op dieselfde plek. So, ons gaan nou weer begin. Hier's nie slaaptyd nie.
9 vehicles, 9 trucks, 1 day, 1 single spot, all in an accident.
And that was just the beginning. Albert has been trying to keep track of the coal truck accidents on this diversion route. And he has counted 37 coal truck accidents in just 22 days on the R34 and R66, with no truck accidents on the N2 at Pongola since the coal trucks were diverted. As the families still mourn the departed, the driver that killed the children remains in custody. The coal truckers are impatient to drive the N2 once more, but Pongola residents insist on visible and meaningful change first. The Transport Minister has made promises to improve the rail network just as Transnet goes on strike. So the battle between trucks and people is far from over.